Hi, I'm Patrick Durkin from the Wellness Enterprise, the largest global distributor of structured water devices. And I'm here today with Laurie McCracken of Joy to Vive, who's going to tell us a little bit about her experience with structured water. Laurie, I know that you used to be an oncology nurse, and that part of why you appreciate structured water so much goes all the way back to your time there. So can you just tell us about that and how structured water has evolved in your life?
Yes, I'd love to. Thank you so much for asking because I know working as an oncology nurse that hydration and having good water it makes a huge difference for people. I would always tell the patients that I was giving the chemotherapy to, the solution to pollution is dilution. And so I know I'm going to pollute you and I want to dilute you well. And what was wonderful about that for me is that I could really see and know that I was offering them less side effects and them to feel better, have a better quality of life as they were receiving this treatment, which was very hard. But being sure they had really the best hydration that I could offer them at that point with what I knew was made a huge difference for them in that regard. So I was really glad about that.
Yeah, that's a great idea, right? You were essentially being part of a process that was putting toxins in people's bodies. So removing them out of there was a wonderful thing. And structured water with its softer surface tension penetrates cells easily. So even if you didn't know, you were so grounded in science before you, but you might not have known the science of structured water. And even if you didn't know that that's what was happening, structured water is really fantastic for your daily detox type of experience. But structured water has meant even more to you in your business life, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because when I started my own business, Joy de Vive, I know that I had been searching myself for the right water to drink for many, many years. And when I heard you, Patrick, speak about it on a webinar that I was participating in, that just lit me up because I like, this is it. This is the water I've been waiting for. And I couldn't wait to experience it myself. And when I did, I could feel immediately a difference in myself. I had more energy. I felt much better hydrated. And I could feel my head was clearer. And I just knew the energy of this was very different from anything that I had ever experienced. And that this truly was the answer to my prayers that I'd had for years.
What is it you heard in that discussion that made the biggest difference for you to have you know this was the water that was for you?
You know what it was is that I could hear in your voice from your experience after having been through an illness yourself and done so much research, which meant a lot to me that that was done already. And knowing that, we hear all about this alkaline water, which is awesome to get us to a balanced state. But I also knew deep inside that to stay in an alkaline state is just as bad as being in an acidic state. And so I felt, this is balance, this is homeostasis. And so that's what resonated with me.
That's great. Well, I've certainly researched a lot of different types of waters, and alkaline water was one on the way to getting to structured water. But it wasn't until I got to structured water that I found one way of treating and purifying water that was the only way for me. And so I'm glad that that made a difference for you. So, what type of things do you experience with having structured water, both in your personal life and in your business?
Well, I can tell you that right away I just felt like my whole body was filled with something, with this energy that was very different than bottled water, even if I tried to get the best bottled water I could. And so I had this knowing that there was an energy here and a spirit that really made a difference for me. And so the other important thing that I noticed is that I had been very sensitive to EMFs, or electromagnetic frequencies, and I had devices on my phone, on my computer, and it was hard for me to walk into Best Buy and places like that or be in front of a computer for a long time. I would feel tired and weak after doing that. And I felt much better with those devices. But once I started drinking the water, I noticed that I was forgetting. those devices and that I didn't need to have them on me all the time. And so I started to realize that, oh my gosh, I had read somewhere that actually this structured water can increase our energy field by about 10%. And I noticed that I was actually experiencing that. And so I used to be really worried about the toxins in the world. And now I find myself not worrying at all because I feel like I have a tool and, and this water that is in my cells, which is 80 to 90% of our body, that is protecting me actually.
That's great. So if I were going to kind of pull that all together, it sounds like you're just experiencing more energy. You might think
Yeah.
your immune system's functioning better, um, your digestion, your thinking, your whole biology. Is it fair to say that it's all functioning better in your
I think so.
experience?
I feel so much more healthy overall. And I know that that's like a foundational support.
That's fantastic. And so now that you know it personally, how do you use structured water in your vocation?
So, in my business, I know again, hydration is very important. I work with people with energy work and also releasing and helping to flush out the toxins, the toxic and emotional energy, even is so important for us. And so, everyone that I work with, I really feel my heart's desire is for them to be really well hydrated. And so, what I do is I offer them a water crystal goblet of structured water when they come in, and I serve it on a silver tray because I want each person to know that they are very special. And so I am serving them something very special. And so if people, which some people have said to me is, oh my gosh, there's something very different about this water. I feel like there's crystals on my tongue. Or I notice it's just smoother and softer. And I can notice even the way I swallow it, that there's something very different. And so they ask questions about it. So I can share with them exactly what it is. And if they don't ask any questions or don't notice, then I know it's not the right time for them. And I don't say anything about it. And so because it's so important to me to treat the whole person, I feel like this is a really important part of being able to offer energy to support them in their daily life.
That's great. Well, I love that you do that. I've been to your office and I've had a session, and I love the way you share structured water. And I think it's really interesting that some people are sensitive to it and just want to know everything about it, and other people don't notice. It's just one of those things that's under the radar.
That's true.
And so I guess it has to do with what level of development in raising their vibration, expanding their consciousness, improving their health they're ready for and sensitive to at that time.
Yes, I agree.
That's great. Well, thanks for being part of our mission to share structured water in the world. It's really fantastic to have somebody with your background, with your scientific training, your knowledge of the medical community, your knowledge about what helps people be healthy and to recover from serious illness and an intense toxicity in their bodies. To have you feel the difference for yourself, to have you have the support that it gives you with EMFs and other toxins in our world. It's really fantastic. Thanks, Laurie.
And thank you so much for introducing it to me.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks.